We are back now talking about goal setting, but now it's time to put the pedal to the metal. Now it's time to really start to visualize it and putting it into action. We talked about setting up goals, and I know that there's so much to goal setting. And in the short time that I've been allotted, I can't give you everything there is to know, but I'm hoping this will whet your appetite to really see the possibilities and the potential for even more. So now we're going to look at visualizing it and putting it into action. And I have 7 secrets that I'd like to share with you. Remember how I talked about my children growing up as I was homeschooling them, and each child had a different learning style? Well, what we're doing right now is we're incorporating everything into goal setting. So you're going to see it, smell it, touch it, taste it. You're going to visualize it. So let's break it down. So the first thing is to dream it. It all starts with a dream. If you can't dream it, it ain't gonna happen. If you can't lay in bed at night really dreaming that it's possible, it's not going to be there. Now, I say that because I joke that Elmer J. Fudd. Remember Elmer J. Fudd, the cartoon? He wants a mansion and a yacht. Well, I don't want a mansion and I don't want a yacht. I don't want a villa in Spain. That's just not me. So I'm not going to be daydreaming about a villa in Spain. You may be. And kudos to you. More power to you. But if you can't dream it, it's not going to happen. You have to believe it. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. I know I can. But it's not a magic wand. Now, believe it. Many ladies want to lose weight. So I might throw a magic wand out there that I'd love to lose 50 pounds. Do I really believe it? Do I really think I can? Do I know I can? It's really important that you embrace this and really grab onto it and be able to sink your teeth into it, because if you don't believe it, it ain't gonna happen. And then see it. To be able to visualize it and write it out. What does it really look like, these goals coming to fruition? For the longest time, I had one goal that I would even draw pictures of. You have to see it and write it out, and it has to become a part of you. And then desire it, thirst it, taste it, be hungry for it. I hate to say it, many times we don't move forward because we're not hungry enough. I know of starving artists in New York City, starving actors and actresses. They really put the pedal to the metal. They really are striving for more because you know what? They're hungry. But are you hungry for your goal? And when I say that, I recently moved to Indiana and I have this beautiful home that I joke and I say, well, for some it might look like a mansion, but we got it for the same price we sold our Pennsylvania home for. And it's beautiful. It's a 140-year-old East Lake Victorian home, and I could thirst it. I could taste it. I was hungry for it. And at one point, it looked like the deal was going to fall through. And I was desiring it so much, I put it on my goal board. I put it on my vision board. I really believed God for it. Now, I'm not saying I waved a magic wand and said, okay, Lord, bless me with this, but I saw how it could really bring who I am, my gifts, my skills, my abilities, my interests, my loves, my likes, my passions, all into fruition. So I desired it. And then share it. Support and accountability. How many times do we go on weight loss plans or diets and we keep it to ourselves? We're afraid to share it. Well, I've been most successful when I've shared it, when I've had support, when I've had accountability to share it. Pursue it. And this is where we're going to look right now, to take action steps and chunk it down. But something about action steps and chunk it down, it's got to be baby steps. How do you eat an elephant? It's bite by bite, bit by bit, piece by piece. How do you achieve a massive goal? It's really chunking it down to baby steps that you're going to be doing X, Y, and Z, but maybe X for the next 30 days, then Y, then Z. Action steps, step by step, chunking it down. And then review it weekly and, in fact, even daily. And this is where I fall short. That so oftentimes I've written my New Year's resolutions, my goals for the year, and then I write it in a really nice notebook and I put it away. And then mid-year, I run across it on my shelf. I'm cleaning, I'm dusting, whatever. And I find it and I realize, oh my goodness, I've not reviewed it. I've not taken it out. I really would like to challenge you to take it out daily, review it, and really make it a part of you. So let's look at this for a minute. Let's dream it. Have you ever done a dream board? Some might call it a vision board. Well, remember the home that I shared with you about? Here we go. This is my home in Indiana. And I did this dream board back in, I don't know, December or January of this past year. And I could envision the home as a loving, welcoming, and inviting home. Well, the funny part is I recently had some friends from Northeast Pennsylvania come to visit me, and they said, oh my goodness, Gail, this house is elegant, yet cozy. It's inviting. It's exactly what I wanted. So I did this dream board back in December or January, and with my side business, my side hustle, there's different ranks to achieve, and I could see myself as a certain rank. But I also visualized student loans paid off. I have 3 adult children, and yes, they do owe some money on these student loans. In fact, quite a few $1,000s, because education and higher education costs money. So my vision is to help my kids pay off all their student loans. Also, to dream it. Again, my home welcoming, always having coffee. Well, the funny part is, here on this dream board that I had made, I designed a coffee bar. Well, the people that sold me the home left a beautiful East Lake Victorian coffee bar for me. And it's even more exquisite than the picture that I have there, because I started to dream it and feel it and touch it and taste it. But remember in session 1, I talked about creativity. Well, that's where this picture of the light bulb with all the colors, the rainbow around it, that for me, it's about creativity, that I need to be able to let my juices flow. And as I'm creating a dream, a vision for the future, as I'm really spending time with God and praying as to the direction my life is taking, I know that I need a component of creativity. Other thing I'm going to need this next year is a new car. So I put that on my goal board, my dream board, my vision board, whatever you want to call it. It answers to all those names. And then also I play the harp. And now in a new place, I'd like to be taking harp lessons again, and also hosting events. And then one of my educational goals is within the next 2 years. Now I have a date, I have a time frame. I know how much it's going to cost. I know what I need to do to get there. I'd like to become a John Maxwell certified coach. And then lastly, in the corner, there's a picture of women at a retreat. And that was a retreat that I did in Northeast Pennsylvania 2 years ago, a transform retreat. I'd like to continue to do retreats for women. So when I'm talking about the 7 secrets to goal setting, to making goals become fruition, allowing goals to become to fruition, dreaming it is vitally important. But let's look at chunking it down now. So this is a chart we looked over in session 1. So one of my goals by September 2021 is to expand my side hustle, my side business, and promote one new leader. Well, specific, measurable, obtainable, realistic, timely. I've got all of that in place. I know what I need. I know the time frame. I know specifically. But what are some obstacles or excuses? Well, big obstacle is we're still in a pandemic. Big obstacle is people are not going out, though they're starting to. It's so frustrating with COVID. But another obstacle is I'm living in a new town and I know virtually very few people here. So, what are some solutions for all of that together? Well, I'd like to start doing some virtual events. I'd like to do some three-way calls. I'm in a new town. Another thing I'm doing is I've joined some local groups that are meeting by way of Zoom. I'm part of a Bible study fellowship group, and I've met some great women. In fact, a few of them are participating in 7 days of virtual empowerment with Endless Mountains Empowerment, which is so exciting. There's numerous different solutions. Brian Tracy, who's one of my favorite personal professional development coaches, he talks about when you hit a brick wall, sit in a comfy chair, which I am, and think of 20 ways to overcome the brick wall, the obstacle. And I joke and I say to people, if your child was getting married and all of a sudden the roads were flooded, how would you get to the wedding venue? Well, I'd rent a boat. I'd rent a helicopter. I'd swim. There's numerous ways to get there. So likewise, when you're hitting an obstacle, let your creative juices flow and think of some solutions for those obstacles. I'm in a new town. I shared how I love gardening. I love my house plants, and many of my house plants died in my transition to Indiana. So what did I do? I put it out there in Facebook land that my plants died. And one of the ladies I know through Bible Study Fellowship responded and said, oh my goodness, my green creatures, my green family members need some pruning. Come on over. So I've made some new friends. So an obstacle is a new town. Solutions is let it be known how people can help. Well, as I look to expand my business this next year, what are some benefits and blessings? Well, again, on my vision board was to pay off my adult children's college loans. How will that feel? It will be such a relief to them and to me as their mama to be able to bless them with that. So as you start to visualize the blessings and the benefits of achieving the goal, it's really going to resonate within you. And you're going to take ownership of this. Remember some of the reasons why goals do not come to fruition. You lose your priority. You lose your focus. Well, keeping this as a focus allows me through bad hair days to really push forward. So what are the action steps? Well, maybe I need to do X amount of events per day. Maybe I need to talk to so many people per day. Maybe I need to hire a virtual assistant to help me do this. Break it down into doable action steps. And then lastly, who can help me? Well, I am blessed to have 3 wonderful adult children. So when I have an issue with technology, I can just call them up. I actually have a great son-in-law who knows social media inside outwards, technology sidewards, backwards, upside down. Who can help? I hope this is helping you as you think through your goals for resetting 2021 and how your goals can become possibilities, can come to fruition. So, guidelines to follow as we're doing this: set big but reachable goals. You might have heard hairy, audacious goals. Well, yes, hairy and audacious, brag goals, big, hairy, audacious goals. They've got to be big, but they've got to be reachable. And create excitement and a challenge, but don't be afraid to stretch yourself. And be mentally prepared to discipline yourself, to take the necessary steps. Don't just throw yourself out there. Spend time thinking what this will entail, what this means, and what you need to do. Be absolutely convinced that you can achieve it. Again, there's different ranks for different organizations, for different businesses. You're not going to become the CEO of Dell Computer if you don't have doable action steps that are chunked down step by step. You've got to be convinced that you can do it. Be aware of any obstacles in your way. Sometimes the biggest obstacle is yourself. Yes, ladies, it's yourself. It's your stinking thinking. It's your mind. And we're just so blessed to have Carrie V, part of Endless Mountains Empowerment Summit. She goes a lot into mindset development. Be aware of any of the obstacles in your way. Visualize that you've already reached it. Now, I'll say that again. Visualize that you've already reached your goal. A few years ago, I had to do an event, and I knew what the goal of the event was. And I actually sat in my bed and I visualized step by step me doing the presentation, the response, the interaction, and what the goal was. I was absolutely floored that it came to fruition exactly the way I had visualized it. Now, I'm not saying I waved a magic wand or that it was hocus pocus, but I had practiced my drills. I had practiced my swings. I had practiced my pitches, and I knew exactly where I was going. And then write an action plan to complete each goal. And something I need to say is your action plans, try to make them concise, concrete, and our brain likes to think in threes. If I have 52 action steps for a goal, I'm going to be overwhelmed. But if I have 3 or have subcategorized it under 3 headings, it's easier for the brain to process. So I wanted to give you all an invitation, something I did this past year, and I had so much fun. I did a series of virtual vision parties, and we had fun. We did vision boards. We challenged each other. I limited it to no more than 9 women. I'd like to give this to all of you that if you can pull together 5 to 10 women, I would love to do as my gift to you free a vision board party. You would need about 2 hours. There would be some pre-assignments, some reflection questions to think about, and then we could have a lot of fun. There'd be fellowship, and we could connect. So are you ready to reset 2021? I hoped this helped you really consolidate, finalize where you're going, what you're doing. I challenge you to go back to all of the presentations. If you haven't taken notes, go back and re-listen. Jot down 1 or 2 things that really spoke to your spirit and look within yourself and see if that's a goal you need to integrate into your life. And then visualize it, see it, smell it, touch it, taste it, and give me a shout out. Here's my email, gail@hisassociates.com. And let me know if you'd like to schedule a vision party for your friends, for your BFFs, for your girlfriends. Let's have fun. Let's toast each other to 2021 for resetting the course. On that note, this is Gail Davis, and thank you so much for giving me the privilege to share this with you.